Alright, hello, gang. Can y'all hear me? Can I be heard? Hello, Superdark. Hello, Roxanne. Hello, everyone else that happens to be in the chat. Welcome. Welcome to Flower Gothic Decides to Extend Her Misery. Let me just inform the tweeters that I am going live early. Oh, hey, Rocky! Welcome! Welcome to Flower Gothic Extends Her Misery. Thank you for making it. Thank you for coming. Anyway, welcome. Since yesterday was an absolute crapshoot, we're gonna try rereading chapter 22 today. Now, if you weren't here when we read up to chapter 21, the story is that Prince Isak, who is the youngest child of the King of Sweden, apparently cheated on our uwu Mary Sue protagonist, Lucille Ann Kingston, but Isak claims that the footage was manipulated, and I guess it was that bitch Melissa who tried to repeatedly ruin Lucy's life as some kind of weird pettiness, because apparently that's how villains work in Crystal Smith's small head. Anyway, without further ado, Isak also kissed Lucy at a New Year's party, and then Lucy ran away. So let's read! Chapter 22. Early morning, January 1, 2014. Carl Philip, Catpoo, and Sophia walk back into their apartment and notice it's rather quiet. They both expected Lucy to be watching TV, or at least, waiting on the couch. Hey Caroline, welcome to the misery business. Catpoo turns on the light. Hey Lou. As Sophia calls Lucy's name. Sophia, brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department, walks to the bedroom where Lucy was going to stay. She quietly opens the door, expecting her to be passed out asleep, brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department, from exhaustion. Instead, she sees an empty bed and no suitcases. Just then, Carl Philip, Catpoo, calls for Sophia to come into the living room. Sophia walks back to her kitchen to see Catpoo holding a piece of paper. Sophia takes the paper and reads, Sophia and Catpoo, I'm so sorry to do this to you, but I just can't handle this anymore. I was hurt and angry at the party. Then Isak kissed me. I felt myself melt before I took off running to come back here. It's too painful to see him and be here right now. I love you all and Sweden, which is why I have not learned the language, and also be Republican. But I can't escape the pain here. I can't thank you at all enough for everything you've done and letting me crash here. Please pass this other letter to Victoria and Madeline. I appreciate everything and will check in soon. Love, Lucy. Victoria and Madeline. First of all, I am sorry. I'm sorry for keeping you all up the other night, especially you, Madeline. I know you are exhausted from the pregnancy. Second, there are no words to express how grateful I am for everything you all have done. You all have been like the older sisters I never had, even though their only purpose is just to ship you with Isak, because apparently that's what everyone wants to do in this book. Except for Chris. Chris is cool. He doesn't bother. That's he's the only good one. I'm sorry to leave like this, but I just can't be in Sweden right now. It's too hard to see the papers, news, photos, and even the palace. My heart is aching, and I'm so lost. What he did, I don't know if I can forgive him. When I went on the balcony and he kissed me, I just had to get out of the palace. There were way too many emotions going on. He chased after me, but I just couldn't speak to him. This is killing me, and I think the best thing... mood. I think the best thing for me to do is to return to Bumfuck, Tennessee. I hope we can still be friends and close. I promise to check in soon. You both, Chris, Daniel, Sophia, Cora, Katpu, and little Leonore, when she's born, are welcome in Tennessee anytime. As if anyone wants to go to Bumfuck, Tennessee. Please forgive me. Love to you both, Lucy. Shit! Katpu says as Sophia reads it out loud. I can't say that I blame her, Sophia responds. I mean, Sophia has a point. I mean, she did pose naked with a snake, but she has a point. No, I can't blame her either, and I understand her rationale. Victoria will understand too. Mad, ... Well, those pregnancy hormones! Back on it again with the pregnancy hormones, Crystal Smith! Who has never had a baby before, as far as I know. I wish we had a face cam so you could just see my look of disapproval. May cause her to literally neuter Isaac, Carl Phillips says. And by that, they mean that Madeline is going to chop off his balls. I hope they do that. Chop off Isaac's balls, he deserves it. For existing. They agree to go to bed and talk with Victoria and Madeline in the morning. It is morning! It's 4 a.m. Sit! As Lucy boards her plane to Nashville. There's no direct flight from Stockholm to Nashville. Chances are you're gonna have to stop over in another European country or New York City, as New York City is one of the few cities in the United States that Scandinavian Airlines flies to. I hate that I know this, but I do. It's for a secret project that I hope I can do next summer, but given current circumstances, I'm not 100% sure. Luckily, no one recognizes her on the flight. She's thankful when she lands in Nashville and gathers her bags with her brother, Will, in case he forgot waiting. He gives her a hug and says, I swear to God, if that ass steps on American soil, I'll make sure he wishes he was in a jail in Siberia. I'm not saying that name. Linemen have your back, too. Lucy just hugs her brother tighter and gets in his car to make the drive home. Katpu places a call to Victoria to tell her to get Madeline and come over. An hour later, Victoria and Madeline walk through the apartment door, brought to you for no reason whatsoever. Madeline looks ready to kill. Could it be because of those pregnancy hormones? I just can't with it. She walks to the room where she thinks Lucy will be. She sees that Lucy isn't in the apartment and slams the door to storm back into the living room. Where is she? Isaac is dead! Dead, I tell you! Why is he so stupid? Call Philip, move away from the door, Madeline yells. No, you are not going to go to jail for the murder of your baby brother, Katpu answers. I mean... Rocky, Caroline, you're both Swedish, right? Does the Swedish royal family have sovereign immunity? Just asking. I won't go to jail. Fuck if I know. Hang on. We gotta figure this out. Together. I'm gonna check it on my phone. Does the Swedish royal family have sovereign immunity? Skipping down to here it is. Only the king or the queen regent is immune. Okay. I won't go to Dale. Well, I'll hire a hitman. We're close to Russia. It can't be that hard. Oh, better, we will send him to Siberia in exile. Okay, Madeline, you're getting too worked up from those pregnancy hormones. Let's sit down and read the letter Lucy left us. Breathe mad. Victoria says that she attempts to calm her sister. In case you forgot already. Madeline does as she says. They read the letter and Madeline starts crying. From the pregnancy hormones. I don't think Crystal knows how Russia functions today. Hey, Albert, welcome to the increase in misery. You missed, Lucy leaving. Lucy has left Sweden because, she can't stand being in Sweden right now because Isak broke her poor heart. Capu looks at his sister and starts to say something before Victoria glared at him in mouth. Don't you dare. We need to let her calm down and be with her family for just a bit. Then we will go from there. Victoria says as Madeline is still crying. Madeline looks up at her siblings, still bawling. I just lost my best friend. And does that sound like a very Sue to you? Yes. Victoria looks at her. What am I, a duck? Laugh track. Madeline laughs at that and says, oh, hush, you are my best friend, but it's okay, Mad. I've been pregnant. I know those hormones, Victoria says. Fucking pregnancy hormones. Rocky, when your princesses were pregnant, did they want to engage in murder? Isak knocks on the door to Daniel and Victoria's house. Another pregnancy fic. Why do I always find the fanfictions that involve pregnancy? I'm cursed! Yes, it's always a pregnant princess murder incident. Which one was it? Which princess induced the incident? That's wrong wording, but I don't give a shit. Yeah. The algorithm thinks I like preggo-fics. This is from Tumblr. Like, this isn't even from, like, the Wattpad or fanfiction.net or Archive of Our Own algorithms. This is just something I found on Tumblr. Well, technically by searching on Google, and it led me to this Tumblr story. But still. Daniel opens the door and says, I figured you'd be stopping by. Come on in. Coffee is on the table. How did you, question mark. Your father is a wise man, so tell me what really happened. No! No! Fuck! You're... Daniel, honey. I know you're pretty much a himbo. You are the hot one. You are not the brightest bulb in the drawer. But Isak does not deserve your goddamn sympathy right now. He deserves to have his balls chopped off and given to the dogs. But then again, considering how Crystal Smith has no idea how to fucking write conflict, this shouldn't come as much of a surprise, huh? Rocky and Caroline, I am so sorry for just calling one of the members of your royal family a himbo and the hot one. I have weird tastes. Isak tells Daniel everything that he can remember. He pleads with him to help get the videotape and his siblings to talk to him again. He wants Lucy back, but he knows he has to give her time. It's a crazy story, Isak, but I believe you. Because, again, he's a himbo. I'll try to talk to Victoria, who pinged me. It's just my calendar app, okay. She will see the other side, I am sure, ... Daniel says. But Mad, I have to get through to her. Dot dot dot. Good luck, bud. That's all I have to say. You know how women are with those pregnancy hormones! I actually do have a friend who has a child, so at some point I might, like, contact her about this. Like, is this how pregnancy hormones work? Like, was this what it was like when you were pregnant with your daughter? In fact, I'm taking pregnancy hormone supplements. For what reason, Loom? Like, I know that there are, like... to get progesterone. Okay. Makes sense. My brain has been, like, fried for the past couple days, Loom. I'm sorry. Victoria walks back into her house to hear Estelle giggling in the other room. She walks in to see her little brother playing with her daughter in the floor. In the floor! Not on the floor! They literally, like, they're literally clipping through the floor, so they're technically in it. She looks at Daniel, who gives her a silent look that says to give Isak a chance. Isaac turns with a bit of fear in his eyes to look at his sister. Come, no punctuation. Isaac obeys, but carries Estelle with him. When his sister turns to talk to him, in case you already forgot that they were siblings, he puts Estelle in front of his face. Victoria smirks and says, using my daughter as a word shield. Yes, is it working? On me, ... yes. Now, sit down and tell me every single thing. Isaac sits and re-explains things to his oldest sister. Which, again, that the footage is apparently manipulated, and this hasn't been, like, said in the story proper, but I think Melissa had something to do with it. If not, everything to do with it. Isaac, ... I'm not saying that story is impossible, but it's close. Until you can provide proof, ... it's going to be hard for people to really believe you. So, you don't believe me? No, I do. I'm good at reading people. Kind of ironic, considering that, Victoria has propagnosia, which, famously makes people unable to recognize faces to a certain degree, depending on the severity of the condition. Fuck, I should get a webcam, because y'all are missing just, like, my complete bemused reactions. You need that video, though. I know, I just have to find a way. Just then, Daniel walks into the room. He spawned again. The himbo has spawned! Sorry to interrupt, but your mother just called. She has called a family dinner tonight at 6. Oh boy, Isaac says, looking to his sister. She responds by saying, well, this will get interesting. Bum bum bum! 6 p.m. rolls around quickly. Isaac is hesitant, but walks into the dining room, where his mother is waiting on him. She gives him a hug and pulls him aside. Isaac, you know I love you, but no matter if you didn't do what you are accused of, I am disappointed. You should be more aware of your actions. I believe that the film has been manipulated. You have to find that original video or someone to back you. Again, pretty sure the video was manipulated by none other than Melissa as revenge, but, we'll find out! Do you think Lucy will ever forgive me? Son, I can't answer that for certain. I hope she does for your sake and hers. She's a good girl. Uncomfortable? That she is. Still uncomfortable? Isaac walks to take a seat at the table. He's revealed to have Chris. Remember Chris? He's back. He still has to deal with this bullshit. Chris whispers, Daniel and Victoria told me everything. I'll try to talk to Mad. Isaac nods in agreement and a thank you. After the family have finished the main course, Carl Gustav, whatever, gets his family's attention. We gathered you all here today to deal with the situation at hand. Isaac, I'd like for you to explain to everyone exactly what happened. Please. And Madeline, sit and listen quietly, lest you forget about the pregnancy hormones. Madeline reluctantly agrees. Fine, Papa. Isaac begins to explain. First of all, I got my dates mixed up. I was thinking Lucy came in the next day. So my friends mentioned going out to get some drinks. I agreed. So we pre-game, but only like one drink. Okay, and ... Cat Poo interrupts. That was stupid. I completely agree, Cat Poo. Isaac just looks at him and then continues. Anyway, ... We got to the club and were having fun. Somewhere along the way, I lost control and drank too much. I still had some sense. That's when some girl walks up and pulls me in for a kiss before I even knew what happened. I immediately pushed her off of me. I swear I did. Even my friend Sean helped pull her away and called security. Then we continued on. I don't remember a whole lot past that because I was so frustrated. I kept drinking. And in hindsight, I know that was a horrible decision. Somewhere in there, Cat Poo came and dug me out of the bar and took me home. Then I woke up with a horrible headache from the hangover and a huge bruise in the stomach from a sucker punch from my older brother, in case you already forgot that it's Cat Poo. Granted, ... I did have it coming. I'm so sorry to everyone. I'm sorry for what I did to the family, but most importantly, I'm sorry and furious with myself for doing this to Lucy. I can't lose her. I just can't. She's my entire character arc. She's the best thing that has ever happened to me because she's my entire character arc. I know she's the one I'll spend the rest of my life with because she's my entire character arc. If she ever gives me the chance. I know I hurt her. I do. But you all have to believe that I'm telling the truth. There's a video out there that will prove my innocence. We just have to find it. And the defense rests. Sorry, Isaac, but... Actually, this isn't on you. This is on Crystal Smith. Because apparently Crystal Smith has no idea how to properly write conflict. So she thinks that, hey, why don't we just frame Isaac for something? That'll cause suspense, but it's like, no, like... Your target audience knows by default that Isaac is going to be innocent and that someone else, probably Melissa, altered the footage. Isaac looks at the room as family. He notices his father, mother, Victoria, Daniel, and Chris realized he is telling the truth. Cat Poo clears his throat. Ah! It's an insane story, but I believe you. I'll help you track down the full video. Sophia agrees and says, I could try to talk to Lucy too. Madeline is sitting with her arms crossed, still saying nothing. The entire family is looking at her when her father says, Madeline, do you have anything to say? Oh, I'm allowed to speak now? Cat Poo got to interrupt, but not me. Yes, of course I have something to say. Isaac, you are a dumbass. Madeline is on point here. I know she's supposed to come off as unsympathetic here, but she is entirely justified in her reaction. Madeline, Sylvia explains. What? He is! Anyone who gets drugged to get in this situation is a dumbass. If you find that video, I want to see it. I think you are telling the truth, but I swear to God, if I find out for some reason that this is another lie, you will be castrated, as he should be. Chris laughs nervously, while Victoria puts her palm to her head, then responds, I mean, I'll hold you down while Madeline makes sure you never have children if you're lying. Find that video, Isaac. February 20, 2014, New York City. She's beautiful, Isaac tells his sister. Madeline, thank you. How do you think Chris is handling that press conference downstairs? Madeline responds. Hopefully good. Want to bet that he accidentally blabs the name? I'm not taking that bet. He's so excited, I think he will tell them. Madeline's phone budges. She asks her brother to hand her cell. She sees his face drop as he picks up the phone. She looks down at her phone, brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department, to see a message from Lucy. Mad, I'm so happy for you. She's beautiful. Hopefully I can come to NYC soon to see her and you. Give Leonor a cuddle for me. Adam replies, "Thank you, Lucy. Let me know when you want to visit. We'd love to have you. You need to meet your honorary niece." For fuck's sake. How's Chris doing with that press conference? Lucy. Well, he refused to give out her name, so that's a plus. He said he'd be in trouble. Ha! Madeline. I've trained him well. Madeline sees Isaac just staring out the window. He turns to speak to her and says, "How is she?" "She's good. I'm sorry. She still won't return my texts or calls. I even sent a letter." "I know. She will come around. Any news on that video?" "Last I heard, Cat Poo was tracking down anyone he could from the club." I mean, he has the time to do so. Monarchs don't do jack shit. He's determined, thankfully. Chris goes back in the room. To say the media is excited would be an understatement, but you'll be happy to know I didn't reveal her name. Madeline smiles. "That's what I heard. Very proud. Who told you? Daniel?" "Lucy, no punctuation." "Oh, ... Chris responds as he looks to Isaac. Isaac then tells them he needs to get back to the childhood headquarters to give them all the updates and heads out. February 22, 2014, Boomfuck, Tennessee. Snow and ice are everywhere in Knoxville. Lucy and her roommate, Hannah, are out at 2 a.m. throwing snowballs. Hannah realizes that Lucy has never been a snowman before because these types of snows are rare in Tennessee. Okay, your point is, Crystal? Wanna build a snowman? Lucy smiles in response. "Come on, let's go and play. I never see you anymore. Come out the door. It's like you've gone away." Oh. Oh, are they singing the fucking Frozen song? I'm not... Do y'all want me to sing the Frozen song? Do y'all want me to sing the Frozen song? I got a yes. I'll do it. Wanna build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play! I never see you anymore! Come out the door! It's like you've gone away! Then they both sing, "We used to be best buddies, and now we're not! I wish you'd tell me why! Do you want to build a snowman?" They end up in stitches in the snow before they actually build a snowman. Lucy had to take a picture with her new quote-unquote boyfriend and posted it on Instagram. By the next morning, she had hundreds of likes with a few comments. "He's better than Isaac. Maybe this one won't be a jerk. If you weren't such a whore, he wouldn't have done it. Such a hypocrite. You get drunk all the time and get mad at him." Of fucking Melissa. Like... No one in this story is sympathetic at all, but I live for it. Crystal Smith, what? Crystal Smith clearly doesn't know how human interaction works. Oh, these losers apparently listening to the horrible Swedish tabloids who were given false information by that bitch. Ignore them, Lucy. Ironic that movie is based in Scandinavia. Lucy forgot her Instagram wasn't private and immediately regretted that decision. Hannah consoled her by saying, "You can't control what the press wrote a while back and the idiots who chose to believe it. Those that know the real you, the ones that truly matter, ... don't believe it. But I think it's best for you to make that account private." Yeah, I didn't realize I had it public. It's changed now, no punctuation. Yeah, you're right, Super Dark. Lucy would have probably had to sign an NDA. March 1, 2014, Stockholm. Police bang on the door of an apartment. The resident opens the door, shocked, to see the police and Carl Phillip. Cat Poo speaks first. Because, wait, why did the police then allow Cat Poo to accompany them? That's like 5 kinds of illegal, as far as I know. Rocky and Caroline know more. Please help. Cat Poo speaks first. "You sold a video to Express it and other media agencies in December of my brother Isaac, but you didn't send the full video. Instead, you decided to edit it to ruin Isaac's relationship. Isaac was over you a long time ago, Jen." Jen? Who the fuck is Jen? What? What? Okay, I stand corrected on it being Melissa, but Melissa would have made more sense than Crystal Smith just pulling a random ex of Isaac's out of her ass. This was low blow, you're lucky we don't press charges. Jen tries to play dumb, but when the police hand her a warrant from the king demanding she turn over the full videotape, she gives in. Before they leave, she says, Lucy doesn't deserve Isaac, Cara Phillip. She's a fucking American. You can't ruin the royal bloodline for an American. Who the fuck are you? Why am I supposed to care if it's someone we haven't seen before? What? Chris is an American. It wasn't ruined. You can ruin a bloodline by a no-good, lying, aristocratic tramp, though. And with that, Capu walks out of her apartment. The police asks if charges will be filed, and Capu says, no, not yet. If she tries anything else, yes. Capu goes back to his house. He and Sophia watch the video to find it was exactly as Isaac had described because, again, Crystal Smith doesn't know how to write conflict. He calls Isaac to tell him the news. Really? You found it? Thank God. Thank you. You're welcome. We will get Lucy to watch it somehow. March 5, 2014, Tennessee. Hannah hears a knock on the apartment door and goes to answer. She opens it to see a dark brunette with blue eyes standing there. And it's not me. Hi, I'm Sophia. Hannah notices an accent on her English, but is a bit on guard. Hello? You must be Hannah. Lucy has talked about you before. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Carl Phillips' girlfriend, Capu's girlfriend. I should have said that from the start. No wonder you look startled. Hannah smiles. It's okay. Lucy, I was just a bit confused. Lucy is in her room. Come on in. Hannah calls for Lucy, and Lucy comes out of her room to see Sophia smiling at her from the couch. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to refill my water bottle, but we get to see if Isaac and Lucy will we'll start dating again. I think they are. They definitely are, because this thing is 40 more chapters, but c'est la vie! I'll be right back. Came back. Alright, chapter 23, March 5, 2014, Bumfuck, Tennessee. Lucy sees Sophia sitting on the couch. She's excited to see her, but also curious about the surprise visit. Which could have been, detailed, but nope! Hey, Sophia, Lucy says, and Sophia gets up to give her a hug. Hey, Lucy, I hope you don't mind me just dropping in like this, but we need to chat. About Isaac? Yes. Cat Poo tracked down the person who shot the video, and they did heavily edit it. It was an ex-girlfriend of Isaac's who was jealous. Apparently, she was able to edit it within 5 seconds. Because, yeah. Apparently, it only takes 5 seconds to edit a video, then send it to Explicit. Yes, this is the same fanfic as the one with the football games, including the Chick-fil-A Bowl, which was relevant, apparently. She wanted you two to break up because she thought he would come crawling back to her. Kapu threatened her with litigation if she ever pulled something like this again. I have the full video. ... Do you want to see it? Lucy takes a deep breath and says, I guess it would be only be fair to watch it. Sophia shows the video to Lucy on parentheses. Quotation marks. So he was telling the truth then, ... Yes, he was, Sophia responds. I'm not telling you to forgive him, but at least think about it, please. I will, I promise. But first, dinner. Sophia laughs, and Lucy, Hannah, and her go grab traditional Southern barbecue for the Swede. No. No. Tennessee barbecue is not traditional barbecue. Barbecue traditions vary from state to state. In Tennessee, for example, you have spaghetti with your barbecue, which is fucking stupid. Everyone knows that barbecue is supposed to be served with beans and coleslaw and bread. I'm sorry, I have very strong barbecue opinions. I have very strong barbecue opinions because I'm a southerner, can't help it. After the finish eating, Sophia looks to Lucy and Hannah and says, You southerners know how to cook. Motherfucker's never been to Louisiana, never had soul food or Cajun cooking before, because that's vastly superior, and is actually spicy, because we do not consider garlic a spice. It is not a spice, it's a seasoning! I have so many strong opinions about the American South. East Dakota, none of the Dakotas have their own brand of barbecue, Super Dark. Barbecue is primarily, like a southern East Coast, Texas, Kansas City thing. Kansas City barbecue is delicious, by the way. They have, like, the best sauce out of all of them. That was so good. Definitely better, but different than what we eat in Sweden, but I love it. Thanks for bringing me here. Hannah smiles at us. I'm glad you like it. Lucy says Swedish food is good too. Hopefully, I could try it sometime. I could cook a traditional Swedish meal for supper tomorrow night if you'd like. Lucy answers before Hannah can open her mouth. Yes! Please! Hey, Rocky or Caroline, are you still here? Show yourselves in the chat if you're still here. Rocky, Caroline, my two Swedish friends, are y'all still here? Please answer in chat if you're still here, because I have questions about this traditional Swedish cooking. Please help. Hang on, let me, Swedish cuisine, you mean like an IKEA? I've actually never had the food at IKEA before, but I have had the Swedish meatballs lean cuisine, because that's practically the only lean cuisine my brother eats. Alright. Oh, by the way, in case y'all don't know, yeah, my brother tested negative for corona, because he was a close contact for at school, because his a friend of his tested positive, so he had to get so my brother was quarantined for a couple days, and he took the test today. He tested negative. Oh, hey, Rocky, welcome back. So, we're about to read about the Swedish cuisine, so I want you to, say how accurate it is to Swedish cuisine, and if it's actually good. Because you are our resident Swedish representative. The next evening, Sophia makes sailor's beef and Hasselback potatoes with Swedish cheesecake for dessert. What the fuck is Swedish cheesecake? What the fuck does that entail? Oh my gosh, this is so good, Hannah says. I told you Swedish food was like heaven, Lucy responds. Thank you for cooking this, Sophia, Hannah tells Sophia, as Lucy agrees. You both are welcome. I'm glad you like it. I'll leave the recipe before I leave. The recipes. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's pretty different from non-Swedish cheesecake. How about sailor's beef and Hasselback potatoes? Sailor's plural, of course, like attorneys general. It's sailor's beef, not sailor beefs. Sailor beeves. Let's see. Also, knowing Sophia, I really doubt she knows that much about cooking. Oh, Oskaka. That looks significantly different from an American cheesecake. Here, let me show y'all. Ostkaka meaning cheese and kaka meaning cake in Swedish. The definition of kaka includes cookie, but is a wider concept. I mean that's accurate. Hasselback potatis is a thing, though. It's pretty good. I'll take your word on it. It's from Smallland. That's the children's center in IKEA. So, how exactly do you make it? Okay. Adding rennet to warm milk and flour mixture and letting the casein coagulate. Cream, sugar, eggs, almonds, and bitter almonds are added to create a batter. So basically, my brother can't have this. Alright, Hasselback potatoes. We're just laughing. Oh, okay, I've had these before. Those are good. Anyway, what the fuck, sailor's beef? Yeah, that was my assumption, Rocky. Like, it's just small land. Land for the small. Okay, nothing here. There's a Joe beef. There's where Ingvar Kamprad is from. Who's Ingvar Kamprad? Who's that? Swam's beef. This is what it is. Is it just beef stew? Is that it? Is that it? It's just beef stew. With pickles. Okay. As a vegetarian, I cannot determine whether Sailor's Beefs is good, but, oh well. Sophia stays for the rest of the week. Lucy is taking her to the airport, where Sophia asks if she's made her decision. I forgive him. I really do. Which she would have shown, but that would have led to character development, which is illegal in a Crystal Smith fanfiction. I think we still need time apart. He still needs to sow those wild oats! Because of a collection that's smaller provinces that nobody inside so small and even bother learning the names of. I'm really gonna try and visit y'all next summer. No guarantees. Might have to postpone it to 2022, but I'm gonna try. Okay? Okay. I love him, Sophia. I really do, but I don't think us being together right now is the best thing. I understand. Just know he will be willing to do whatever it takes to get you back. He'd stop ever even going out with his friends for you. But I do understand where you are coming from. Boys, but you're slower than girls. Remember, my door is always open in Sweden anytime you want to visit. Victoria and I are getting jealous with the bonding you're getting to have with Madeline in New York. Lucy laughs and promises to visit soon, as Sophia goes to walk through security. April 24, 2014. Oh my god! Oh my god! Hannah screams as Lucy comes running into the room. Hannah's screams woke her up. She didn't have a class that day, so she had stayed up half the night working on a research paper for a senior seminar. What are you screaming about? Hannah just points to the TV. Lucy turns and sees the headline. Bombing in Stockholm, where Prince Isak was giving a speech. Rocky, was there actually a bombing in Stockholm in April of 2014? Let's see. Oh, there was? Oh, there was! Because I know there was like a truck attack, but that was in 2017. But yep, it's gonna... Nobody died other than the perpetrator, though. Okay, first of all, I genuinely did not think that Crystal Smith was gonna go there, but, looks like we're gonna have to live with this, okay, gang? No, Hannah, no, this can't be true! Lucy races back to her room to grab her phone. She dials Madeline. Madeline doesn't pick up because why the fuck would she randomly pick up for Lucy's sake? Lucy starts pacing the room. I'm sure he's okay, Lucy. Lucy's phone rings. She sees that it is Madeline. She answers immediately. Madeline, is he okay? What's going on? What happened? We don't know too many details just yet. It was a car bomb. Like what happened in Oslo in 2011, they had done a sweep, but the person was sneaky. They must have had it placed there after the sweep. There's 30 confirmed dead and 20 injured? Rocky, you said no one died except for the perpetrator in that 2014 attack, right? Well, clearly Liv being lied. Ah! A lot of these are from like 2010. 2014 Stockholm car bomb. Crystal, Republican Smith knows the real news. Okay, again, I legitimately did not think Crystal Smith was going to go this route. I am so sorry. There's 30 confirmed dead and 20 injured. Okay, I'm gonna play a bit of no, this isn't devil's advocate, but this is trying to figure out the logic behind this and say, can a car bomb actually kill 30 people? Like, what's the proper range of a car bomb? Let's see. Alright, the Norway massacre, that car bomb killed 8 people. Okay, so the last car bomb in Sweden was the 2010 Stockholm bombings, where a car bomb slightly injured 2 bystanders, and the bomber died. Okay, let's shut up about this and continue. I don't know his condition. I've got a flight to get into Sweden on a private jet. They've suspended air travel, but they are aware I'm flying in. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. You have to give me updates as soon as you get them. I will, I promise. I'm headed to the airport now. 2 hours later. Lucy is still pacing across the floor. Hannah looks at her and says, "Go to Sweden." I can't! Air travel is suspended at the moment. I can't lose him, Hannah. I've made a horrible mistake. I should have taken him back when I saw that video. Maybe then he wouldn't have been in Stockholm today. You can get to Sweden. How? Fly to Denmark. Rent a car and drive across the bridge into Sweden. Then go on to Stockholm. That is true. If you fly into Copenhagen, you can take a train into Malmo, which is like among the southernmost cities in Sweden. And then from there, you can theoretically drive to Stockholm in a few hours. I think. You're a genius! Lucy books a flight and packs. Hannah drives her to the airport, and Lucy heads out to Copenhagen. 14 hours later, Lucy lands in Denmark. She calls Sophia from a payphone to tell her she's on the way. Sophia tells her she will meet her at the train station when she gets to Stockholm. It's in the early hours of the morning when the train pulls into Stockholm. Or you could just take the train directly from Copenhagen to Stockholm. Oh. That... Okay. I'm, like, completely clueless about, like, European rail travel. I'm sorry. Lucy hasn't slept in over 24 hours after flights, drive, and train. She's happy to get off the train and see Sophia. She can see the strain on Sophia's face. She gives Sophia a hug and asks, "How is he?" He's in a coma at the moment. They are hopeful he will pull through. Hopeful? What about confident? They can't say that right now. He has severe burns, broken ribs, and a piece of metal went into his head. They're going to go in to remove it. It's a risky surgery, but they have to do it. American breed trademark. I mean, that's true, Albert. That's true. Okay. This attack is giving me huge Onision vibes. And I'll tell you why. In the first Onision book, Stones to Abigail, they have a chapter that involves a school shooting. And in that school shooting, over 20 people die, which is more than what was the deadliest school shooting at the time. Maybe a little less deadly, but definitely in the very deadly section, even when most school shootings end with, at most, like 1 or 2 people dead. Like the school shooting that happened in my high school back in January. So, my point is, she put her OC in one of the most successful occurrences of anti-monarch terrorism acts in the 20th century. Yeah, pretty much. Lucy starts crying as Sophia pulls her to a hug. Sophia has tears in her eyes as well. She drives Lucy back to Karolinska University Hospital. They walk into the ICU where the entire family is gathered. Sylvia gets up to hug Lucy and thanks her for coming. Carl Gustav is in the room just staring. There's double the amount of security outside the door. The nurse comes in to prep Isaac for surgery, and the family walks out of the room. Lucy stays for just a second longer to give him a kiss. She whispers in his ear, "I'm here. I love you. You pull through. I'll be here waiting. I love you so much." That's right. You work like right next to that hospital? Because I know that's the hospital where a lot of like royal babies are pushed out of the royal uteruses, but shit. Putting a male character who did wrong shit in danger is such an easy manipulative way to make him sympathetic. That is very true, Super Dark. That is very true. Okay. Do you think this is a good stopping point for today? Because I kind of want to read some of the Wattpad fan fictions I've been holding off from. I feel like this is a good cliffhanger to end on, and like on Friday we can figure out if Isaac survives or not. Who am I kidding? Of course he survives. There's like 19 chapters left in this shit. So, let's switch gears. Actually, wait a second. Would y'all like to see me react to my old videos? Because I need to, like, add my laptop for that, because my spare monitor doesn't have audio. Okay, display capture, add source, add new source, add this one. Done. Ah, fuck. Alright. Watch Flower Gothic as she fails miserably at tech bullshit. Okay. So, can it be heard? Can audio be played? Let's find out. Can y'all hear the music? It's quiet. Okay. Alright, let's figure out how I can, add audio from my laptop to this stream. Let's see. I'm gonna make this visible again while I figure this out. Not super dark. Ba-dum ba-dum ba ba-dum ba-dum ba da-da-ba-ba-da-da ba-da-ba-da ba-da-ba-da ba-da-da-da-ba-da-da Da, 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 da. Hmm. Hmm. Welcome to Flower Gothic tries to figure out how Streamlabs works. Hmm. Okay, I have an idea. Okay, can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me correctly? Am I audible? Okay. So what happened is I switched my mic up so I can properly talk while we watch my old videos. And we're going to see if this works. Let's find out. I'm going to quietly do this so y'all don't see my more embarrassing YouTube bullshit. Quality isn't great. Yeah, I know. This is a shit mic. I got it for cheap off of Amazon, but this is the best I could do at the moment. I am sorry. My laptop is chugging right now, and that's not a good thing. Okay, let's filter from my older videos. Oh, here's one in honor of my latest video. It's called Always Remember the Lunatics. One True Media, of course, released February 10, 2011. So I was in 5th grade when this happened. Remember the Lunatics always. Ace, Lexi, Duck, Slam, Tech, and Rev, all good. Want to bring the show back? Click on the following link. I tried to bring back the Lunatics. I'm not kidding. Okay. Let's watch. I'm gonna turn my volume all the way up. Of course, with the Kingdom Hearts. 240p, as was Columbin in 2011. Two is really good music, y'all. I feel my diversity quota. This felt like an hour, to be honest. Okay, that was cringe. I think I'm gonna call it an episode here. I'm gonna reevaluate my life choices. Good night.